Jason, thank you. A mother filed a lawsuit against the Norfolk Sheriff's Office and the city. It's been almost a year since her son, 17-year-old Cottrell Washington, died while in custody.
He was found unresponsive in a holding cell at the courthouse, rushed to the hospital, and died the next day. He was at court that day on charges related to an incident at Maury High School. Our Aisha Tolliver talked to his mother's attorney today. Aisha?
Well, they believe the system failed to protect Cottrell, who had a long history of mental illness, specifically suicidal tendencies. The lawsuit says in the months before the incident, Cottrell tried to commit suicide multiple times. The document says he drank Pine Sol and tried to jump in front of a moving car. His mother and her attorneys say it was all a cry for help, and the system failed him.
We're not going to leave any stone unturned, and we're going to let the light shine in.
17-year-old Cottrell Washington was found unresponsive in a holding cell at the Norfolk courthouse last November. He was in his cell alone when he tried to kill himself. He died at the hospital the next day.
I think that he was a troubled youth, that there were a lot of warning signs.
His mother, Lisa Washington, believes if the proper procedures were followed, he'd still be alive today. So she's filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the city, juvenile detention center, and sheriff's office. Earlier this year, an internal investigation into the teen's death by the sheriff's office revealed no foul play, but did highlight procedural oversights by local law enforcement. Plaintiff attorneys Michael Goodove and Ufkes are handling Washington's case.
I think what you will find throughout this case is that there were multiple failures that were completely preventable.
The lawsuit says when the Norfolk Juvenile Detention Center employee turned Cottrell over to deputies, nothing was said about Cottrell's suicidal tendencies. The documents say prior to his court appearance, deputies put Cottrell in handcuffs, leaving one hand out and into a cell outside of courtroom 5B.
He went for an hour in the holding cell and was never checked on.
The paperwork says during that time he was able to wrap the drop chain from these cuffs around his neck twice, ultimately killing himself. Norfolk Sheriff Joe Barron told 10 on Your Side previously that his department strives to check on people in holding areas every 15 minutes.
If these failures were timely addressed and appropriately addressed, Mr. Washington would be here today and he'd be getting the help that he needs.
Now, the suit also alleges that the deputies assigned to check on Cottrell went back and changed logbooks. City officials say they have not yet been served and will not provide a statement on pending litigation. I have not heard back yet from Sheriff's Office officials. Goodove says the next step is the lengthy discovery process. It's a story we'll continue to follow. I'm Aisha Tolliver, 10 on Your Side.